Du hast, wenn du simultan dolmetschen willst,
Ja.
kennst du
Es ist warm hier.
Ja.
Right. Hello and good evening. A cordial welcome to you to the post-match press conference with Germany head coach Hansi Flick. I would like to start with the first few questions, if you like. Mr. Mada, SID. Roaming mics, we've got 2. Hi. Congrats on a good performance. Unfortunately, not a full reward. You had 7 changes. Is that the, except for Neuer, Kimmich and Rüdiger, is that the axis, in inverted commas, you would like to use for the World Cup? And Jonas Hoffmann, you used to play him as right back. Now for the 3rd time he's been playing in a forward position. Why? Well, I think today he was much more valuable in the position he played in than as right back. I think you're looking a bit too far ahead, the World Cup. When we met at Herzogenaurach, we said that these 4 matches are there for us to check where we stand on our way forward. And the match today served just the right kind of purpose. I think this is the way we want to play football. The fashion in which we went forward was attractive for fans, both in the stadium and watching from in their living rooms. It is a pity that the match ended in a draw. England were absolutely impressive in offence, and they showed that. But we have a fantastic goalkeeper in Manuel Neuer, who had a couple of fantastic saves. And it's a pity, quote unquote, that we had to concede a late penalty. In contrast with the game against Italy, I think the match plan was implemented. It was 1-1 against the Dutch, a 1-1 draw against Italy, and now a 1-1 draw against England. Do you think, or why do you think is it that the team simply cannot carry a victory home or a lead home? Well, gentlemen, I think England is not a walkover nation in any way. It's one of the major football nations in this world. The Premier League is the leading club football championship in this world. So I think we can be justifiably proud of the way Germany played. We pressurized the opponent, put the pressure on England, and we forced them into playing the long ball game, often into touch, and which goes to show that we exerted plenty of pressure on the ball and on the opposition. And I think we played fairly impressively, and we had our chances and failed to convert them. And this is something that we've got to work on. This is where there's room for improvement. And I think it is one of those things that has been accompanying us on the last 4 or 5 matches, that we still fail, and I hope we can remedy this, that we fail to score in decisive moments. Mr. Flick, it's a bit of a series of 1-1 draws. How important is it that on the way to the World Cup, the team is rewarded, in inverted commas, with a proper win? Or is there disappointment in the dressing room at all? Question. Well, I think it is to the team's credit that they always want to win and are not content with a draw. I think the national team, for both the national team and of course Bayern Munich, as experience tells me, it is vital for teams to win matches, psychologically speaking, because in the back of your mind you will form an opinion and form some kind of know-how how to win games. This is a quality that we have to work on. Before you, Gareth Southgate spoke, and he was asked what he thought of the penalty zone, and he said that Kane had suffered an obstruction from his opponent. Do you share this view? And don't you think that Schlotterbeck simply should have stood by the side? I think Schlotterbeck didn't even see Kane coming. He was watching and looking into a complete different direction. But the truth is, I've only seen this scene once. So I'm probably the worst person to comment. I spoke to the ref after the game, sort of had a lively discussion. But it's just something that you have to grin and bear. It's a decision, full stop. You said that before the game, you wanted to see what kind of progress the team have made. You've praised them for the training performance. And do you think that everybody really showed that they want and can be part of the team? I think Raum, number 3, had a very convincing performance. And was that bad news, in inverted commas, for the ones who had not been called up? No. In football, in life, I mean, life can turn on a dime, as the Americans say. Things can go very, very fast. Expect the unexpected is probably what we can say about life in general and about football. I think the German squad is, we can be absolutely happy with the team selection so far because we have very strong contenders for all available slots and all available positions. And the ones who had their debuts today, it was important for them that they are not just also Rans, but that they can help the team in decisive moments. And if you look at the game against the Dutch in Holland, the German team that was on the pitch, if you look at it from a formal point of view, we had 7 or probably even 8 established players who were not on the pitch. And the matches against the Dutch and the game today, in terms of quality, I think was good. It was good. And we made in terms of quality, we made a step forward. And if you look at the game against Italy, it was tropically hot. I mean, it's not an excuse. It sounds like a lame excuse, but the truth is, in the dressing room, we had some 40 degrees minimum, and it was a different atmosphere. And in Italy, I admit, many of the things we did weren't really to our full satisfaction. But today, we showed ourselves in our true colors, positively speaking, and that was vital for us and for our coaching staff. A vital message to take home for us. A question on Ilkay Gündoğan. You praised him pre-match. How would you rate his performance? What about a 4-3-3 formation in future? Well, you can think about a lot of things. In the coaching staff, amongst us, we discuss a whole lot of formations and options, maybe things that we could change, especially when you have such stable centre-backs. We have fantastic centre-backs, so why not play a line of 3 in the back? That's a perfect option. And Jonas Hoffmann is a fantastic defender or forward on the right flank. But having said all this, I think let us just analyze the 2 last games, and our classic 4-2-3-1 formation, I think, is Germany's favorite. Having said that, we work on alternatives and must have alternatives available, because you always need more than just one system. Harry Kane probably made one of the best games of his career. He was always there and scored the decisive equalizer. And Havertz was playing up front. Timo Werner was playing up front. Do you think that forwards, generally speaking, are Germany's greatest building site, as they say in German? Stuff to work at? I think the most important thing is that you have confidence in your players, and that's exactly what we do. We have fantastic players, we have players with great potential looking forward, and that is the basis. Anything else, speculations, what would be if ... is just something that, I mean, we don't buy into that. We have sufficient quality in the centre-forward position, and it is our philosophy to try and make the players that we have just a mite better or a big step better, so that we can be at our best in Qatar. I mean, Kai Havertz played 3 different positions today, and he is a gifted footballer. He has a superb quality to offer. And what I especially like about him, together with Thomas Müller, that they have made an excellent development, and he has become much more physical in his game. And as far as that's concerned, the Premier League is a fantastic test ground for him to grow as a person and as a player. Nico Schlotterbeck, this is the second time that he caused a last-minute penalty. Now, I don't put the blame on anyone, and least of all on Nico Schlotterbeck. It's just something that can happen and always will happen. And like I said, I've seen that scene once and on television. So just give me time, but absolutely zero reproach, zero criticism. I think what he's done is show that he can be, and he can add strength in depth. And when in possession, he made a perfect impression, playing very self-assured. And he had a few misplaced passes, I give you that. But he kept being unfazed, didn't let himself down, through his own mistakes, and just played in a self-assured manner. Thank you very much. I think we watched a very